This show is designed to give general information related to investing and finance. Neither Aaron Katzman, his guests, nor the radio station are rendering legal, tax, or specific investment advice. If you need such advice, contact a licensed advisor.
And welcome to the Aaron Katzman Show. I'm your host, Aaron Katzman. We're coming to you from the spiritual and soon-to-be financial capital of the world, Jerusalem, Israel. And we're here to speak to you about your life, your money, and your investments. I've got an unbelievable show planned for you today. It's unbelievable. Why is it unbelievable? Because what do you expect? Do you expect anything else from me? Obviously, it's unbelievable. But before I even tease you and tell you what we're going to talk about, I want you to contact me desperately, okay? I'm like lonely. I'm sitting here lonely. Nobody contacts me. So please, I beg you, email me at Aaron, Aaron, at Lighthouse with an L, lighthousecapital.co.il. That's Aaron at lighthousecapital.co.il, or you can check me out on the web at www.aaronkatzman.com. That's www.aaronkatzman, aaronkatzman.com, www.aaronkatzman.com. So, you know what we're going to speak about today? We're going to speak today about women and the need for women to be financially savvy, astute, whatever word you want to use. Women need to start taking the lead, start getting educated in terms of their finances. And it's really, really important for them, especially today, right, where women are, they're in the workforce. I get meetings all the time with women, single women, married women who are the major breadwinners in the family, and they're coming and they need to be educated. They realize that that they've got money or they have potential earning power, and they want to start getting started on investing or creating a financial plan in order for them to be financially secure and independent later down the road in life. Women are making, as I said, they're making more money now than they have ever made before. In addition, in many cases, actually, they've supplemented men as the major breadwinner in the family. A while back, Pew Research came out with some data that pointed to this trend. And they said a record 40% of all households with children under the age of 18 include mothers who are either the sole primary source of income for the family. The share was just 11% in 1960. These breadwinner moms are made up of two very different groups. 5.1 million of them, or 37%, are married mothers who have a higher income than their husbands. And 63%, or 8.6 million, are single mothers. So that's unbelievable, right? That means that, in many, many cases, in a third of the cases of married couples, the woman is now the major breadwinner. And single mothers, are 63%. So it's very, very important, right, that women start taking care of their finances. They've become such a powerful force in the workplace. Pew continues in their report, the growth of both groups of mothers is tied to women's increasing presence in the workplace. Women make up almost half of U.S. labor force today, and the employment rate of married mothers with children, and this is going back a little bit, has increased from 37% in 1968 to 65% in 2011. It's even higher today, right? So as women more and more enter the workforce and more make more money, and I think there's statistics also, maybe we'll get to it a little bit later, but in terms of education. So more and more women are taking the lead. And if they don't get educated financially, don't make the same stupid mistakes men do. Not that men are educated. I don't want to come across as like this sexist, that men are the gods when it comes to investing. Men are stupid when it comes to investing. I meet with people all the time who've done really, really dumb things. I'll tell you a good story. Somebody came to me who made an inheritance. They received an inheritance. Great English, Katzman. Hey, Katzman, you can't make an inheritance. You receive an inheritance. They received an inheritance, sizable inheritance. Now, these are people who really never had much money. They're sort of bohemian, artsy types. And they had told me that they had invested in the past. What was one of their investments? Well, one time they Googled like top investments. So obviously it's not like buying Johnson & Johnson. It's like, scams are us, right? So one of them was somebody created some kind of fund to buy up URLs and then hope that like some corporation or something like that, well, they bought theirs and they're going to need it and they'll pay them for it. So these guys put their money into that. And they're like, oh, we're scared, Katzman, we're scared of investing. We got this big inheritance. We're just going to put it in the bank. We're really scared of investing because we made some really bad decisions in the past. Well, why should that, that's how you're investing? You're investing in domain names? That's great. That's going to take you straight to the poorhouse. So you're lucky you got bailed out by this inheritance. But then to just say, forget it. We're not going to invest because we got burned because we did something really dumb in the past is also pretty stupid. So that's what I say. Man, everybody makes dumb investment decisions if they're not educated or they don't come to me. And speaking of that, if you want to come to me because you want to get educated financially, send me an email at Aaron, Aaron, at lighthousecapital.co.il. That's Aaron at lighthousecapital.co.il. Or you can check me out on the web at www.aaronkatzman, AARONKATSMAN.com, aaronkatzman.com, aaronkatzman.com. So we're speaking about the need for women not to be like men and being stupid, but to be smart financially. Why? Because they're becoming more and more and more significant player in the labor force, and they're making more and more money than men in many cases. In fact, there's a lot of evidence out there that confirms that the more education, the higher the earning power. Right? And what's that mean? According to the Lumina Foundation, individuals with a bachelor's degree make up 84% more over a lifetime than those with a high school diploma, which is up 75% in 1999, up from 75% in 99, right? So it really, the key to wealth is to have a college degree. Today, bachelor degree holders can expect median lifetime earnings approaching $2.3 million. By comparison, workers with just a high school diploma average roughly $1.3 million, which translates into little more than $15 per hour, or in some place like Seattle, minimum wage, right? So that's, that ain't great. You're not going to make it very far if you're making minimum wage over the course of your life. What's the success? What's the key? To be educated. And, go figure, more and more and more women are being educated. In fact, I think that there are more women, maybe I'm wrong, but there are probably more women are equally or more educated or better educated than men. And if you could tell by the English that I'm speaking today, for some reason, I'm like tongue-tied the whole podcast, but my English is horrible. And I'm sure that my wife, for example, is probably better educated than me. Just as an aside. Get smart, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies, get smart. As women are becoming more and more educated, that means they're going to have more and more money, and the need to become an educated investor becomes even more and more important. Most data shows that while there's been some slight improvement over the last decade, women still take an overly conservative approach to their investment allocation. Now, this can be great if you're going to invest in domain names. It's better to be conservative and not do that. But if you could buy stocks and bonds and real estate, as opposed to putting your money in the bank, maybe then you shouldn't put your money in the bank. This can lead, this conservative approach that they've been taking can lead to a nest egg shortfall when it comes time for retirement. Unfortunately, when it comes to money, while women do make better investors, there are actually statistics like that. They actually have better returns than men. They often lack the confidence to invest in correctly. Women need to stop believing that investing is too hard or too complicated, says Sandra Charlton, who's a PhD, right? She's pretty educated. She's a PhD in the University of Wisconsin. My experience, she says, has been that once women learn the basics, they have excellent instincts and are much better at finance than most men. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's not true. But once they get better educated and they learn the basics, and men also, again, it's not like bashing women. Men need to learn the basics. Everybody's got to learn the basics. We're crying out loud. You know how many people don't know anything when it comes to managing their money? Nothing. Right? I spoke to a couple. I don't know. We get our paycheck and we don't know. We just spend. And if there's left at the end of the month, great. And if there's not, great. Everything will work out. Well, that's a heck of a philosophy, isn't it? Everybody's got to do this. Everybody's got to pay attention. Everybody's got to learn how to invest. You don't have to be Warren Buffett, okay? But you've got to know the basics. You know how to balance a checkbook, and you have to know, the power of long-term investing. Putting your money at the bank and earning zero isn't much of a plan. It's not going to, you're not going to have your dream retirement if you make nothing on your investments. Why? Because that means you're going to have to earn over the lifetime millions and millions of dollars as opposed to earning some money and then letting it grow over time. While you don't have to become a do-it-yourself investor, take the time to learn the basics of investing so that you can challenge your advisor, me, and make sure that your advisor, me, is doing what's best for your portfolio. Right? Are the investments specifically tailored to meet your specific goals and needs? Also, make sure that you understand your investments and also, and I can't stress this enough, what fees you're paying your advisor. Are you paying on a per transaction basis? Are you paying an annual fee? To my chagrin, there are many advisors who will push the envelope and attempt to charge unusually high fees unless there's pushback from the client. Again, that cuts both genders. That's men and women, right? But I can tell you that more than once, I've had somebody come in here. I've had widows come in or everything. I said, how's it going? How are you doing? And we don't know how much you get, how much you charged. What are you being charged at the big brokerage firm? I don't know. Being charged 2%? I don't know. Be charged nothing? I don't know. That's not that complicated a question to find out. It's not like, well, should I buy high-tech stocks or value stocks, right? That's a little more sophisticated. To know how much you're paying. When you go to the supermarket, you know how much. When you go shopping for shoes, you know how much money you're paying. When you buy a tennis racket, you know how much you're going to pay. So why don't you know how much you're paying in fees at your brokerage firm? Women need to take advantage of the fact that they are playing an increasing role in the economy. As their earning power grows, their investment portfolios should follow suit. So that's my advice this week. You're listening to the Aaron Katzman Show. I'm your host, Aaron Katzman, where we speak to you about your life, your money, and your investments. As always, email me if you've got any questions or comments, or you're bored like I'm bored sometimes. Aaron, Aaron, at lighthousecapital.co.il. That's Aaron at lighthousecapital.co.il. Or you can check me out on the web at www.aaronkatzman.com. That's www.aaronkatzman.com. Thanks for listening. We'll be back soon.